Hello budgeters, I'm Atieno and today I'll be sharing with you my August 2022 budget. So here's a guide for what to remember to budget for in August. One, we have an election. So are you going to travel at home or wherever you had registered as a voter? If you're going to travel, then you need to put traveling expenses in your August budget. And then I'll also be sharing with you how to prepare for the holidays. The Christmas holidays are just around the corner, so you need to start preparing for them. Isifike Christmas and then uanze kusema, oh, your friend ameingia wash wash ama akona sponyo, they're spending this such that's why they're spending a certain amount of money. Ama wakienda on vacation, you're like, oh, akona sponsor, oh, ni wash wash, oh, ni Illuminati. No, here we budget and save for all our expenses. So that is said. So here is how I budget my money. So I'll be sharing 4 budgeting tips and 1 savings challenge that I'll be doing in the month of August. So let's start. So here's my August 2022 budget, and what you're seeing right there is my budget breakdown. So the first part of my budget is the income part. Obviously, lazima ukuwe na pesa ndio uspend. Hauwezi ukaspend kama una do unless kama hiyo ni deni. Na deni lazima ulipe. So the first part of my budget ina consist of my income. So I have 3 sources of income. So the first source ni salary ya 43,000. This comes from my main job ya 9 to 5. And then the second income stream ni side hustle that I plan to earn 5,000 shillings. And then the third stream of income is my boyfriend. My boyfriend usually gives me 12,000 every month to cater for the household expenses. So the total of my income that I'll be spending in August ni 60,000. So my first budgeting tip that I want to share with you is to budget to zero before the month begins. Now for me, I am a zero-based budgeter. I budget for each and every shilling. Now, example ni 60,000. Nitabudgetia hii 60,000 mpaka ifike zero. So that is what it means by zero-based budgeting. So I've broken down my expenses into 3 categories. The first category ni fixed expenses. The second one ni variable expenses. And the third one is savings. So for the fixed expenses, is any expenses that do not keep on changing from time to time. And a good example ni my rent. Here are my fixed expenses. My rent ni 13,000. For giving, unaona hapa hivi ni zero. So let me give you a story. I've been sending my mom 4,100 every month. So last month tumekaa na yeye na tuka agree that instead of me sending her that money 4,100, I have siblings, so I'll be saving towards one of my siblings education 4,100. So nitakuwa ninachukua 4,100, instead of sending it to my mom, ninaisave. And then how I'm going to use this 4,100 nitakuwa ninaitumia kwa masomo ya my brother. So in case wamefungua shule ama in case anaenda shuleni akitaka school fees ananipigia simu, alafu ninatumanisha directly to the school. Akihitaji stationery ananipigia simu na ninatumanisha pesa wanunue. So that is how I'll be spending that money that I have saved already. Got it? Sawa, let's proceed. And then internet, which is a fixed expense, I'll be spending 1,000. Electricity nita spend 1,200. Airtime nita spend 1,450. For airtime nita subscribe to Safaricom and also Airtel. And then garbage nita spend 250. So the total of my fixed expenses inakuja 16,900. And then my second category ya expenses ni variable expenses. Now for the variable expenses, hizi ni expenses that keep on changing from time to time. Now an example is mukikuwa wengi kwa nyumba bili ya maji itaongezeka. Juu mko wengi na matumizi pia ni mingi. Mkikuwa wengi kwa nyumba, maji ya kukunywa mtakuwa mtumii ile 20 liters eti for 1 week. Hapana, 20 liters mtatumia for 2 days ama maybe for 1 day, depends with how you guys drink water. So that is just an example of the variable my variable expenses ni as below. Kuna drinking water, I plan to spend 200 bob. Transport, I plan to spend 2,400 in from my place to work and from work to my place and any other place that I'd like to go in the course of the month. And then tap water ni 1,200. Food plus house shopping. Now you remember the 12,000 that my boyfriend usually gives me, so here is where I'll be spending that money. Hapa ndio penye nitanunua everything ya nyumba. Kama ni Ariel, sabuni ya kuoga, food, everything, name it, ita fall under this. And then enjoyment. Now the second budgeting tip that I'm going to share with you is to factor in enjoyment. Do not forget to factor in enjoyment. I usually budget now 1,000 bob so that I can do anything that I want without 1,000 bob. Kama ni snacks yenye nataka, nitanunua. Kama ni nguo yenye nimeona, nitanunua. Kama ni kiatu yenye nimeona, nitanunua. Lakini provided haijapita hiyo 1,000 so that I do not feel deprived. Yeah. And then the third tip that I'm going to share with you also near miscellaneous. I also remember to factor in miscellaneous. Miscellaneous ni vitu zenye tu zinakujanga tu in a month. For example, umekaa kwa nyumba, unafanya mashughuli alafu bulb inaungua. So what do you do na haukuwa na hiyo do ama haukuwa umeplan kwa budget yako? Unaingia kwa miscellaneous. So miscellaneous ni ile pesa yenye if anything that was not budgeted for happens, utaenda tu hapo hivyo na unatoa hiyo pesa na unatumia. Now let's proceed. I also budget for mobile money charges. I'm planning to spend 300 bob only. And then for my hair, I plan to spend 1,000 bob. Now for this, my hair, don't get it twisted. 1,000 bob is coming from my salary. That is what I've budgeted to spend. And then kuna tena hair yenye I'm going to spend, but itatoka kwa my boyfriend's money. Unaona hii 12,000? Yeah, itatoka hapo hivyo. So ukiniona nimeenda salon more than once nikipost IG, usiseme ude wanatudanganya. Hapana, nimetumia ile pesa ya my boyfriend huko hivyo juu. Let's proceed. Another item that I'm going to spend on is 200 bob ya medicine. Medicine huwa nanunua every month. Hizi ni painkillers, over the counter drugs kama Panadol, Maramoja, Diclofenac, inaitwaje hii, Flugon, Celestabine. Hizo madawa, hizo ndo zenye huwa ninanunua naeka kwa nyumba in case ni umwe na kichwa ama in case nipate mafua in the course of the month. I am well sorted. Something that I also plan to spend on this month ni my data analytics course that is offered by Coursera. That will cost me around 1,707. And that is all on my variable expenses. So the total of my variable expenses ni 20,807. So let's proceed to my savings. Now, there is one thing that I did not mention earlier, and I'm going to say it. When budgeting, you need to start with the most important categories first. The most important categories first ni kama rent. Hapa hivi ndo mahali penye unakaa. So, lazima ubudgetie rent. Food, lazima ukule. Water, lazima ukunywe maji. Lazima uoge, lazima ufue. So, you need to plan for those important categories first, and then hizi zengine zitakuja baadaye. Hizi zengine ni kama kina enjoyment na kina miscellaneous. Those will come much later. So for my savings, I am saving towards my investments. So I'll be saving 81.93. bob for my investment account, and then my brother's education, the one that I talked about earlier, 4,100, I'll also be putting it kwa savings. So the total of my savings itakuwa ni 12,293. And then I have other savings. Now for these other savings, kuna ya kwanza ni sinking fund. Hello, Christmas iko karibu. So Christmas iko karibu and we don't want to be broke ama tuingie kwa madeni. Hiyo ni year ya 2023. So what do? Hapa hivi tunaanza kusave na mapema. So I started saving in June for my Christmas holiday spending. So this month nita save 5,000. And then my emergency fund, I'll also be saving 5,000. Now, unaona hii 5,000, kuna hii 5,000 yenye iko in green. Hii 5,000 yenye iko in green inatoka from this my side hustle. So unaona, the more income streams that I have, the more my savings zinaongezeka. So basically, my salary inaketa for most of my expenses. My boyfriend anaketa for the food expenses kwa nyumba, and then hii side hustle yangu income itaketa for my emergency fund savings. Got that? Sawa sawa. Now the last budgeting tip that I want to share with you is you need to keep your bills and receipts organized. Kama wewe ni mtu wa kufanya transactions on M-Pesa, the better. Hizo ma messages itakuwa utapata statement ama utapata messages. Kama wewe sio mtu wa kudelete messages, utazipata, and with that unaweza kuona where your money went. Kama wewe ni mtu wa kuspend cash, unafaa uandike chini. For me, I have an Excel where I document all my daily expenses. Na kama unaona hauwezi ukatumia Excel, basi tafuta notebook mahali penye utakuwa unaandika every day nimespend. Example, today is 28th. So 28th of July 2022 nimespend 5 bob kununua nini kiberiti. And that is how you will be knowing where your money goes. Now after some time, you will now be sure of what to do so that you can achieve your financial goals. And the total of my other savings itakuwa ni 10,000. And my balance, unaona, as I told you, ni 0. So this is a perfect example of a zero-based budget. Now for my savings challenge in August, this is what I'm going to do. Now, have you ever budgeted to spend, say, 500 shillings on a book, and then ukienda super unapata hiyo book, instead of it being 500 or more than 500, unapata ni less, unapata kuna discount. So for example, instead of 500 unapata ni 400 ama ni 450. So hapo hivyo most of us watasema yay, nimesave. So yes, umesave how much? 50 bob, kama hiyo kitabu ilikuwa 450. So hii 50 bob unaifanyia nini? Unaitumia kununua tena kitu ingine, ama hii 50 bob unafanyia nayo nini? Now for me, hii 50 bob nitachukua na ni save. So for every amount that I won't be spending, nitakuwa ninafanya nini? Nina save. So this is called Keep All the Change Challenge. So that is what I'll be doing for the month of August. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. See you on the next one, guys.